on dealing with fear and adversity, letters 13, 18, 24, 78. Introduction. Welcome back to our series on Seneca's letters to Lucilius. In the first video, we discussed how Seneca guides us on philosophy and the good life by focusing on time, friendship, death, and moderation. Today, we're diving into another important theme of Stoic philosophy: how to deal with fear and adversity. Life, as we all know, is filled with challenges, hardships, and moments of fear. Whether it's fear of death, fear of failure, or fear of the unknown, these emotions can overwhelm us. Seneca teaches us that the way we handle adversity and confront fear is key to leading a good life. In this video, we'll explore 4 key letters where Seneca provides guidance on how to face adversity and rise above fear. Letters 13, 18, 24, and 78. Letter 13. How to conquer fear. In Letter 13, Seneca addresses one of the core challenges we face in life: fear. He starts by telling Lucilius that fear is often more harmful than the things we fear themselves. This insight is powerful. Think about it. How many times have we feared something only to realize that the fear was worse than the actual event? Whether it's public speaking, an important meeting, or even confronting someone, the fear inside us grows larger than the challenge we face. Seneca encourages Lucilius to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. Fear often stems from focusing on things beyond our control, such as external events or other people's reactions. However, if we focus on controlling our reactions and mindset, fear can be diminished. Seneca tells Lucilius that the key to overcoming fear is preparation. If we spend time reflecting on potential challenges and mentally preparing ourselves for worst-case scenarios, we become less vulnerable to fear when adversity strikes. By accepting that hardships are inevitable, we strengthen our mental resilience. Key takeaway from Letter 13. We should not be consumed by fear. Instead, we must recognize that most fear is irrational, and by focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, reactions, and preparation, we can greatly reduce its power over us. Letter 18. Adversity as a test of character. In Letter 18, Seneca shifts the discussion from fear to adversity, specifically how adversity serves as a test of character. Seneca begins by reminding Lucilius that life is full of trials, and these trials are not meant to defeat us, but to strengthen us. Just as physical exercise strengthens the body, adversity strengthens the mind and spirit. Seneca often uses the analogy of a soldier going into battle. A soldier who faces no enemies doesn't become stronger or more capable. Similarly, a person who faces no challenges doesn't develop resilience or wisdom. It's through hardship that we truly grow and learn. He also stresses the importance of maintaining our virtue when faced with adversity. The real test of a philosopher, according to Seneca, is not how we behave when things are going well, but how we respond when life becomes difficult. Do we give in to despair, or do we face our challenges with dignity and courage? Key takeaway from Letter 18. Adversity is not something to be feared or avoided, but embraced as an opportunity to build strength, resilience, and virtue. It is through challenges that we become better versions of ourselves. Letter 24. The inescapability of adversity. Letter 24 continues on the theme of adversity, but here Seneca takes a slightly different approach. He tells Lucilius that adversity is an inescapable part of life. No matter how much we try to avoid it, hardship will come our way. The Stoic approach, then, is not to flee from adversity, but to accept it as part of the natural order of things. Seneca makes it clear that the only way to truly live a life free of anxiety and fear is to align ourselves with nature. Nature has set the conditions of life. We are born, we grow, we face challenges, and eventually, we die. None of this is within our control. What is in our control is how we respond to these events. If we accept that adversity is inevitable, we can face it with calm and composure. He offers an interesting perspective. The more we struggle against adversity, the worse it becomes. By fighting against the natural flow of life, we add unnecessary suffering to our experience. Acceptance, on the other hand, frees us from this additional burden. Key takeaway from letter 24. Adversity is an unavoidable part of life. Instead of resisting it, we should accept it with a stoic mindset, knowing that it is through acceptance and composure that we find peace. Letter 78. Finding strength in illness. In letter 78, Seneca takes on a more personal and physical form of adversity, illness. This letter is particularly touching because Seneca himself dealt with chronic illness, and here he shares his own struggles with Lucilius. Despite his physical suffering, Seneca shows remarkable mental fortitude. He explains that even in illness, one can maintain strength and dignity. Seneca argues that the mind and body are separate. While the body may be weak or in pain, the mind can remain strong. Illness is a test, not just of physical endurance, but of our ability to remain composed and maintain our virtue. Seneca urges Lucilius to separate his identity from his physical condition. Just because the body suffers does not mean the soul has to as well. Even in moments of great physical weakness, Seneca reminds us that we have the power to choose our attitude. Illness can take away physical strength, but not our capacity for wisdom, resilience, or inner peace. Key takeaway from letter 78. Illness is a form of adversity, but it does not have to weaken the mind or spirit. We can maintain our inner strength even in the face of physical suffering by focusing on what we can control, our thoughts and attitudes. Conclusion: how Seneca's lessons on fear and adversity apply today. Seneca's wisdom on dealing with fear and adversity remains incredibly relevant in our modern lives. We all face fears: fear of uncertainty, fear of loss, fear of failure. But Seneca's teachings remind us that much of this fear is based on irrational thoughts and things outside our control. By focusing on what we can control, such as our mindset, preparation, and actions, we can reduce fear's hold over us. Similarly, adversity is inevitable. Whether it comes in the form of challenges at work, personal setbacks, or health issues, we cannot escape hardship. But we can choose how we respond. Adversity tests our character and helps us grow if we embrace it with courage, wisdom, and acceptance. In the next video, we'll explore how Seneca views the pursuit of wisdom and learning as vital to a good life. Until then, remember Seneca's words: adversity is not something to be feared, but something to face with strength and dignity. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this series on Seneca's letters to Lucilius.